I really used to have a pretty consistent thought about making music before I really started getting good at it, and it was that maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm just not that creative. I found a quote by Rick Rubin recently. "We are antenna for creative thought. Some transmissions come on strong, others more faint. If your antenna isn't sensitively tuned, you are likely to lose the data in the noise, particularly since the signals coming through are often more subtle than the content we collect through sensory awareness. They are energetic more than tactile, intuitively perceived more than consciously recorded." And so I really wish I had seen this quote like 5 years ago, because it would have been helpful, but this is still a pretty good book to read, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. Let's relate it back to music. I'm writing another essay about my exploration into discovering what makes Metro Boomin so good, and I'll just spoil the entire episode right now. Metro Boomin is good because he makes beats all the time, and it's all he ever thinks about, and it's been that way for him for the last 20 years of his life. And Metro Boomin is 30 years old, so that means for 2/3 of his life, the focal point of his attention has been one thing: beats. The common response to this line of thinking usually goes something like this: well, Metro Boomin is just really lucky to be blessed to make beats all day. I'm not so lucky. I have XYZ to do all day, blah, 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 whatever excuse you want to insert here. But I'll tell you one thing, Metro Boomin has had a better excuse his entire life. The man started band in middle school literally just because he wanted to show his mom how dedicated he was to music so that he could convince her to buy him a computer and a copy of FL. Mans ran the ultimate finesse, and it paid off because then he spent all of middle school and all of high school doing nothing but beats. And you can be sure he was cooking up some heat and not nonsense, because by the time he was an upperclassman in high school, he was in such high demand that he had to drive 8 hours to Atlanta from St. Louis multiple times a month. And his mom was doing the driving. Bro didn't have a license, and he was already one of the most dominant producers in all of hip hop. But through research and evidence and then just public records, we know that bro was also not a slouch concerning his schoolwork either, because he was accepted to study business administration at Morehouse College. It's not an easy school to get into. And this absolute madman would have finished college, but eventually it just became such a hindrance to his growth as a producer that he just dropped out. I mean, I'm pretty sure bro got way more business experience in the industry than he ever would have gotten at college anyway. Let's be real. And all of this research has been funny to me because I used to think that there was a mystical reason to why Metro Boomin and his contemporaries are so talented, but like, nah, he's just good because he practices more than everyone else. He got good by just doing it a lot. And this will be more clearly explained in that new video essay, so be on the lookout for it. Now, do you have to obsess to the point of life devotion like Metro? No. Because no one starts out that way with anything. Metro didn't, I didn't, you won't. The key is to create a state for your mind and body so that it's easier for you to get more consistent reps. So hopefully you see where we're going with this now. If you can get more reps, then it's only a matter of time before you get better. So, how do I create fertile ground for my imagination and basically induce the creative state? It starts with step 1, which is doing the psychological work. The key is to just not kill yourself over it. You need to do just enough to get the snowball of momentum rolling, and then automaticity will take care of the rest. Your brain will eventually develop those pathways that just make things easier every time you keep showing back up. Step 2 is to actually find that bare minimum that you can do consistently for creative work. And this just builds off the first point. The goal is to literally do the least amount of work possible to get you going consistently. And this isn't actually antithetical to the idea that hard work is necessary. The point is that making beats consistently in and of itself is already hard enough work. So finding out the threshold amount of that work that you can handle each 24 to 48 hours is a really important thing to do. I started off only being able to cook up for 15 minutes at a time, but now I can go for 3 hours without even thinking about it, systematically knocking out project after project during these marathon sessions. Alright, now step 3 is building purpose around the daily action. So once you can make beats daily, start working on projects related to your beats. I used to just make beats for the sake of it, and that's a good thing, but I started getting way better when there was a project to focus on as I was making beats. And it could literally be anything. making B-roll for a video essay, making a beat pack for an artist, making a beat tape for my Spotify and YouTube music profiles, or crafting a new MIDI kit for the homies. Whatever it is, the key is that it's the focal point of my creative work for that time period. This helps me turn aimless beat making into purposeful work that builds my career. And the more career growth I experience, the less difficult it is to have fun making beats. You dig? Alright, now step 4 is to build health and wealth around this purpose. If you've made it this far, congratulations, because you now have a skill that is actually valuable. Beat making. It's not difficult to accomplish, but 80% of people simply will never try. So finding purpose in my beats helped me focus on many other aspects of my life, interestingly enough. It made me eat a better diet so that I could have more energy to make beats. I also do yoga daily because sitting in a chair for 180 minutes at a time can really take a toll on your spine. This is also why I invest heavily in good chairs and even a way better mattress than I used to have. Oh my god, I love my mattress. I will talk to anybody about how much I love my mattress. Speaking of which, my purpose in beat making also made me more financially responsible so that I could actually afford the very, very important mattress. OMG. I love my mattress. But the point is, I used to waste a lot of money on pointlessly flashy things when I started seeing success from beats instead of using it to invest in things that would actually improve my career and just general quality of life. But as I fell more in love with the craft, my desire for material things became more of a distracting nuisance than anything because it just prevented me from getting better at music, and I really don't like things that prevent me from getting better at music, honestly. And this was especially since it diverted a lot of funds from supporting my career, and all of those funds were diverted towards supporting my ego. And upon reflection, I'm not interested in spending my funds feeding my ego. I want to get good at making beats. I'm not interested in getting good at looking cool. That's just not my thing. But hey, to each their own. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. I love you. Peace.